Welcome to the Explainer. So, you're thinking about trading crypto? Yeah? Okay, hold on. Before you do anything with your wallet, we really need to talk about your mindset. Let's break down the essential mental framework you need before you even think about succeeding. This is the question on just about everyone's mind, isn't it? I mean, the crypto market is moving at lightning speed, and that feeling, that temptation to just dive right in, it is so real. But our source material is really clear on this. Rushing in without a plan is just a recipe for disaster. And that's because, our source expert, Shahid Raza, argues that the most critical first step, it has absolutely nothing to do with money. It's all about building a solid mental foundation before you even think about placing a single trade. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to build your crypto foundation piece by piece. We'll start with the right mindset. Then we'll get into the mental tools you're going to need. After that, we'll decode the language of finance and really dig into the core idea behind crypto. And then, at the very end, I'll give you your very first assignment to put it all into practice. Okay, let's kick things off with section 1. First things first, we have to lay the proper groundwork. The source makes such a great point here. You wouldn't try to perform surgery after watching one YouTube video, right? So why on earth would you treat your money any differently? Building that solid foundation of knowledge right now, that's what's going to pay off big time down the road. All right, so once that foundation is in place, let's talk about building your mental toolkit. Think of these as the skills that are going to help you succeed, really, no matter where you end up putting your time or your money. In a market as wild as this one, good decision-making is everything. So our source lays out this really simple but powerful 3-step process. First up, get feedback. And listen, this is key, only from people with real, hard-won experience. Next, you got to take some time for quiet self-reflection. And then finally, you look back and analyze your past decisions, the good and the bad. This whole thing creates a feedback loop that'll just sharpen your judgment over time. And look, here's the simple truth of it. Finance is a numbers game. You don't have to be a math genius, not at all, but you absolutely have to get comfortable with the basics. It's non-negotiable in this world. Seriously, being able to do quick mental math like this, it's like a superpower in the financial world. It helps you manage risk, calculate profits, and spot opportunities in an instant. The answer, by the way, is $10. If you hesitated for even a split second, that's just a little signal, a little sign that, hey, maybe it's time to brush up on those skills. All right, let's zoom out for a second because crypto doesn't exist on some island all by itself. It's part of this huge interconnected global financial system. And if you can understand how it all fits together, well, that's your secret weapon. And right at the heart of that system is this thing called cash flow. You can think of it as the lifeblood of the financial markets. Money is always on the move, always looking for the best returns. If you can learn to follow the money, you can start to really understand the market. And this slide right here is a perfect example of that cause and effect. So look, when central banks raise interest rates, money flows out of risky assets like crypto. But when they lower rates, and all of a sudden money is cheap to borrow, guess what? It flows right back in. It's a simple concept, but oh man, is it powerful to grasp. Okay, now we're getting to the big one, the core idea behind all of crypto. And this isn't just about tech, it's about a fundamental philosophical debate. It's really a battle between two massive ideas, centralization and decentralization. And our source uses this absolutely brilliant analogy to explain it. Think of centralization like a single shopkeeper's ledger. Just one person is in control. They can change it, they can lose it, whatever. But decentralization, that's like sharing that same ledger with the entire village. Now everyone can see it, and any changes have to be agreed upon by the group. See the difference? It's transparent and it's secure. And blockchain, that's the technology that actually brings this decentralized vision to life. It is that digital version of the shared village ledger we were just talking about. Okay, so let's slow down for a sec and look at how this thing is actually built. Each block you see here is like a new page in that digital ledger. It's got the transaction data, it has its own unique digital fingerprint, which we call a hash, and, okay, this is the magic part. It also holds the fingerprint of the block that came right before it, and that is what creates this unbreakable digital chain. And that chain is what makes the blockchain so incredibly secure. Think about it. If you try to change the data in just one of those blocks, you change its digital fingerprint. And boom, that immediately breaks the chain because it no longer matches the next block's record of it. So to cheat the system, you'd have to change that block and then recalculate every single block that came after it,
all at the same time. And that's, well, it's pretty much impossible to do. Okay, so we've covered a lot of theory here, from your mindset all the way to the tech. Now it's time to put it into practice. Here is your very first assignment, and it comes straight from our source material. Now, notice something here. Your first assignment is not go buy some Bitcoin. No, it's to build these foundational habits. Track your spending. Learn one new financial term every single day. Practice your basic math for just 5 minutes. And make sure you carve out time for that quiet self-reflection. These are the real building blocks for financial success. Because at the end of the day, this is about so much more than just crypto, isn't it? It's about you becoming a smarter, more disciplined, and more insightful investor, period. And once you build that foundation, you'll be ready to take on any market you choose. And you'll be ready to win.